I was born into adversity to begin with. My mother was a 16-year-old teenager, and she found herself really with a unwanted teenage pregnancy and didn't really know what to do. My father was in prison. My only support system really was my grandmother. My grandmother passed away when I was 7 years old, and she was my mom. Everything just went into full-blown chaos because then I went to live with my mom, and there was so much alcoholism, and by the time I was 8 years old, I was sexually molested and abused by an acquaintance. It caused me to take on this identity crisis where I felt ashamed, dirty. I was about 15 years old, and I was approached to be a model. I was approached by men to model and do these things, so I started modeling. That went south really fast because they had other ideas for me. So I'm doing modeling, I'm invited to do bikini contests. Bam, it happens. I'm trafficked into the sex industry at 17 years old. The person that approached me about this actually sent me to another state. After I'd worked for one solid week there, he comes up, he shows me he's in control, and he takes all of my money. It wasn't by force, but it was by this manipulative spirit that was behind it. I'm thinking this is gonna last 2 weeks. It winds up lasting 7.5 years. I ended up marrying a man who was also a model. He was a male stripper, turned drug dealer. The next thing I know, he's gone, he's in prison. I'm left with a 1-year-old baby to take care of by myself. And my life is just like in full-blown survival mode. This is all I know. This is all I know to do. It's the only way I know to make a living. Materially, I had everything I could have asked for, but something is just wrong. Something's missing. I started thinking about getting out of this lifestyle, so I enrolled in beauty college. I couldn't make it because I was a single mom. My husband's in prison. I'm trying to cut hair 40 hours a week. I got this baby to take care of, and I've got bills to pay. My mom starts calling me. She was telling me that she got saved. I didn't even know what to say. She started to tell me that she was planning a trip to Israel, and she was gonna get baptized in the Jordan River. I thought I better go check out and see what she's doing. I walked into this church, and this reigning, powerful presence of the Holy Spirit is just falling like rain all over the place. And I'm hearing this pastor and his message, he's just coming straight at me. It's hitting home. This guy's reading my mail. And the only way I can explain it is it felt like electric ocean waves just over and over and over again. I had this feeling I just wanted to accept his invitation and go straight to the altar. And then I heard this word. I heard this whisper come over my shoulder, this dark whisper that said, "Don't go down there. You have no way to make money. You know what you have to do tonight." And I turned around and I walked out of the church that day. All week long, I was so depressed, and all I could think about was that church service. I went back to the church that very next Sunday. I just couldn't even wait for the pastor to have the altar call, and I just bolted straight for the altar. And I can tell you, I was 24 years old, and my life was never, ever the same again. I was going to church Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, taking my daughter. I was just like a sponge. And then I meet this man. He was a former youth pastor at our church. I thought that I was so free of my past and all these things that I had been through. But what happened is because of who he was and who he was in the church, it caused me to clam up and be quiet, and I never shared my story. And I found that I wasn't helping anybody. I had went on this trip to San Diego, California, and I walked into a church and I went to this women's Bible study, and they asked me to share my testimony. And all of a sudden, my testimony came out at this women's Bible study, and I felt these bricks like lifted off my shoulders, and like those chains were just falling off my life. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just shared the truth about myself in church. That is the moment when I truly became free indeed. So on August 11th, 2011, I founded the Lions Beauty Queens Ministry here in San Diego, and I started it in Kansas City, Missouri, and we go to Kansas. So we've got 3 states covering, and we go into 19 strip clubs per month, and we're taking in the devotional items, sometimes worship music, sometimes it's pink lip glosses, it's makeup, it's little girly things that they would want, anything to encourage them. We also try to line up with several different local churches where the girls could get connected, where there wouldn't be a judgmental finger or condemnation or anything like that, where I know the girls would come and just feel totally loved and welcomed. So we put those local churches on the gift tag, onto the gift bag, and then we also have that on our website. Our ultimate goal is to connect people with the love of Jesus Christ. That is what's going to replace those lies with truth. And that's what my new book is about, Beauty Before Brittany. It's a self-discovery journey, it's a Bible study, and it takes the truth and the power of the Word, and it replaces all these lies, and it shuts it down, and it unshackles the captive.